My name is Evelyn Carter. I am 80 years old. And I almost lost everything I built to the woman I trusted most. It started quietly. The kind of quiet that feels like comfort, not danger. Her name was Melissa. She was my caregiver. Recommended by a private agency. Highly rated. Soft voice. Gentle hands. Always smiling. At first, she felt like a blessing. My husband had passed years ago. My children lived in other states. And suddenly, Melissa was there. Every day. She cooked for me. Helped me walk. Organized my medication. Sat with me when I felt lonely. She cares about you like family, my daughter once said. And I believed it. That was my first mistake. Because family doesn't study your habits. The way Melissa did. At first, I didn't notice anything strange. Just small things. She would ask questions. Not casually. But repeatedly. Evelyn, do you remember where you keep your documents? Evelyn, who do you trust most in your family? Evelyn, have you updated your will recently? That last question stayed with me. I had updated my will 6 months earlier. Through my attorney. A woman I trusted for 30 years. Everything was secured. Everything was clear. Or so I thought. Then things escalated. Subtle changes in my home. Papers not where I left them. My files slightly reorganized. My safe opened once. Just once. When I asked Melissa, she smiled. Oh, I was just cleaning, Evelyn. Cleaning. That word. So harmless. So dangerous in the wrong hands. One evening, I overheard a phone call. Melissa didn't know I was in the hallway. Her voice was low. Confident. Yes, she trusts me completely. Yes, the documents are accessible. No, she won't notice until it's too late. My blood went cold. Documents. Plural. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't cry. I observed. Because fear at 80 doesn't make you panic. It makes you precise. The next morning, I called my attorney. Quietly. Carefully. Laura, I said. I think someone has been accessing my legal documents. A long pause. Then. Do not confront anyone. I'm coming today. That was all I needed. By afternoon, Laura arrived. And together, we checked everything. The will. The trust. The signatures. And that's when we found it. A second version. My name was still there. But the beneficiaries had changed. My estate was now being redirected. To Melissa. And a private account I didn't recognize. Laura looked at me sharply. This is forged. But the signature looked real. Too real. Until I smiled. Because I knew something Melissa didn't. There was a backup. A sealed original. Stored separately. Not in the house. Not in my safe. In my attorney's vault. The real will. The one she could never touch. And I had never told Melissa about it. Not once. The next day, I acted normal. I smiled. I drank tea. I let her cook dinner. She was relaxed now. Confident. Almost victorious. She thought she had already won. That evening, I said something unexpected. Melissa, I've decided to go to my daughter's for a few days. She froze slightly. Then smiled. Of course, Evelyn. I'll pack for you. No need, I said gently. I've already arranged everything. That was the first crack in her confidence. The next morning, a notary arrived. Along with my attorney. And a security officer. Melissa was confused. What's going on? Laura placed a folder on the table. We're reviewing legal documentation, she said calmly. Melissa laughed nervously. I already handle her paperwork. Silence. Then I spoke. No, I said softly. You don't. Her face changed. Just slightly. Laura opened the file. And placed the original will on the table. Stamped. Certified. Locked version. This, Laura said, is the only valid document. Melissa stepped back. That's not possible. I looked at her. Calm. Steady. You were working with a copy, I said. A fake one. Her smile disappeared. For the first time. Laura continued. Any alteration made outside legal supervision is fraud. The security officer stepped closer. Melissa's breathing changed. She tried to speak. I was just helping her. She was confused. I raised my hand. No, I said. I was never confused. Silence filled the room. And in that silence, Melissa understood. She had miscalculated everything. She thought age meant weakness. She thought loneliness meant vulnerability. She thought kindness meant blindness. She was wrong. Completely wrong. The police were not dramatic. No shouting. No chaos. Just procedure. Melissa was taken quietly, like someone finally facing consequences they delayed too long. Before she left, she looked at me. Not angry. Not confident. Just empty. "Why didn't you trust me?" she asked softly. I answered honestly. "I did," I said. "That's why this hurts." She didn't respond. She couldn't. After she left, the house felt different. Not broken. Not empty. Just honest again. Laura sat beside me. "You handled that perfectly," she said. I shook my head. "No," I replied. "I just stopped being careful with the wrong person." That evening, my daughter called. Then my son. Then my grandchildren. They were shocked. Angry. Relieved. Confused. But I wasn't any of those things. I was calm. Because I had already lived through the worst part. The betrayal before discovery. Now there was only clarity. Weeks later, everything was restored. The real will stood. The fake one disappeared into a legal case. Melissa's actions became part of an investigation. But for me, it was already over. Now I sit in my garden every morning. Birds. Sunlight. Silence. Peace that doesn't feel earned, but protected. And I learned something important at 80. People don't always steal your money first. Sometimes. They try to rewrite your story. But if you keep the original version safe, they can never finish theirs. Because truth, once properly stored, doesn't need defending, only revealing.